Good day there. Well, one of the great things I love to do is to plan out my absolutely perfect week of my life. And I think it's an exercise we all should go through every now and again. Now, what I've done here, I've actually sent you all, if you're being coached, a template, which is an Excel spreadsheet. And basically what I've done here is I've mapped out my perfect week, which is typically my normal week. And you can see here, it starts over here with Sunday. It works its way through 4 a.m. Sunday, a gratitude walk. I do a podcast, usually while I'm walking. I go for a bit of a dip. I write a blog at 5:30, 6 o'clock I have my first breakfast. 6:30 usually I have a coaching session with somebody, and that goes for an hour. I read my emails, and this list goes on all the way down to 6 p.m. on a Sunday, watching Netflix, prepping for Sunday, going to bed, and I'm dead and gone by 8:30. So what we do now is we go back over this list and we label the list in the areas of career, health, financial, mental, spiritual, relationship, and social. So we go back over this list, and I would have to color code, I guess you could say, each cell block. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do it now while we're here talking, but if I was, I might fill that with, I don't know, purple for spiritual. I might do swim. I might color code that for, what are we going to say? We're going to go green for health. I can't remember what they were. Coaching is career. Let's make it light blue. And I'd go down through all these. Breakfast is for me social, because I usually have it with somebody. So I have my brekkie, let's give it that an orange color. And so my bike turbo session down here, my coaching session, again, it's the business thing. So I would color code these all the way through. So I would, chilling out down here, that's my spiritual. Can't even remember what color I used, but I'd go down. What have we got? Partner time. Go up here, relationship. I might fill that with a bright yellow. And so I will end up color coding them. And what I'll end up is a beautiful picture of my allocation of time, and remembering what we've said in the past before, that time is no measure of priority. What a time is, it can be a measure of efficiency. So I may only have here on Sunday 1 hour of partner time, but boy oh boy is it intense and it's focused. And it doesn't mean it's a low priority. It means it's a very high priority. All 7 areas, as I educate people, are very important to maintain in a very high state of being. But that doesn't necessarily reflect how many hours we spend doing it. And that's something. So what I've gone through, let's say I've gone through and color coded them. Now I'm going to do what's called the energy balance, which is more important than the color coding, but as important. What I do is I go back and I use these codes, G, N, S, N, W, D, C, L. Love to, choose to, got to, should do, need to. So I go back over the list and I'll get rid of that sign. I go back over the list and I color code the and I register each of the 7 areas of life in whether I'm at my level of motive. So let's say I go back here and I have a look. Really, Netflix? I do it because I've got to do it. I'm done. Dinner. I want to eat well. So I would say recovery and roller. Shit, it really hurts. So that's a should, because otherwise Monday prep. I need to do that. Otherwise Monday's not going to be good. I hit the bed at 8 o'clock. Not always love to go to bed. Sometimes it's just I'm done. I've got to go to bed. So I might put a G. So what I do is I go through this whole page, and like I'm doing a swim at 5:30 in the morning. I should do that. I live at Bondi. I go down the beach. I look out. It's freezing cold. I'm in my sluggos. I'm going to have to walk back home afterwards. It's windy, there's blue bottles. But you know what? I believe that the ocean is nature's antibiotic. It certainly prevents me, when I do my morning swims in the ocean, prevents me from getting sinusitis and some of the other. It keeps my skin really clean and clear. So I really do commit myself to doing that. And I just say to myself, I should do it. I should do it every day. Reading emails and responding, I'm not sure I would say that I love to do that. I do it because it's really good for my finances. So I would say I would color code that over here. I don't know what financial. What color should I do? Financial. Let's call financial. I don't know. Pale green. So there's financial. And I read and respond to emails because really, if I don't do that, I won't have a business. So I need to do that. So that would be a big fat N. So I go through this whole sheet and I add up N's and G's, and I go through this coding that I've written down here for you, shoulds and needs, and I give it a W or a D or a C or a love to. Going back over my sheet, I would say coaching session number 7. I love it. I love every coaching session, no matter how tough the session is, no matter how confronting it is. That is what I love. I love doing coaching. I just love it. And I can't do enough. If I could do 10, if I could squeeze in another couple of sessions a day and bring it up to 9 or 10, I'd do it. So that would be my L, love to. Then I come down here, and it's really an interesting exercise. What I do is I'll start to fill in these things with how many sessions or how many hours. So each of the times we see the word G, the letter G written in Sunday, it's a half. So because they're all in half-hour segments. So I'd say on my Sundays I spend 2 hours in a got to. I do maybe 1 hour in a should, which is my swim and the thing. My need to, I'd spend 3. My want to, I'd spend 2. In my desire to, maybe 1. In my choose to, I might spend 3. And comes down to my love to, I'll spend 6. Now, if you want to, you can add those up and say how many hours a day are you wide awake doing your thing. What have I said? 6, 3, 9, 10, 15, 16, 18. That's about right. I sleep roughly 6 to 8 hours a night. So that's pretty close. And I've just made it up for the purpose of this video. So I will go through my whole week writing down what my energy usage is, what my attitude, where am I spending my juice, where's my mind during the times that I spend in a day. And then I would total them over here. So I'd say in a week, I'm going to spend, I don't know, 7 2s are 14, roughly 14 hours a week. In my shoulds, I will spend roughly 7 hours a week. And then I come down to here. Now, this is where it really gets interesting. So let's say I spend in a week, let's put 2 hours a day, 14 hours a week here. I'll spend 14 hours a week. I spend 7 hours a week in doing things I should do. I'll spend 6 hours a week doing things I need to. I'll spend 15 hours a week doing things I want to. I'll spend 7 for us 12, let's say 7 hours a week doing things I desire. Choose to, it's getting bigger. I choose to do most of what I do, and love to, I spend my majority of time. So let's say 6 hours a day, 7 days, 6 days a week, 6, 7, 42. Let's call it 40. So my energy ends up being, I'm 333 in the positive, because what I do, if you do anything you do in the week in a got to state of mind, you can see here on the screen, I've used the multiplier of 10. In other words, everything you do in a got to state of mind, if you look back up here, I've got red colors and I've got blue. Red is energy suck and blue is energy blow or build. Suck and blow. So there are, what's his name? Keith Richards from the Rolling Stone, in his book, he said there are two types of people in the world: energy suckers and energy givers. And what he is basically saying is there's people who spend a lot of time in got to, should, and need to in their lives who are in negative deficit of energy, and therefore they're always sucking the energy out of the air. So if you do anything in got to, should, and need to, you are sucking energy from people. Want to is neutral. If you spend any time in desire to, choose to, you're an energy giver. And to be around someone who loves their work, who chooses to do what they do and desires to do what they do, you will be around an energy giver, and that person will vitalize you. A person who's in a got to, should do, need to, no matter what they're doing, will suck your petrol out. So you end up with what I call your energy balance for the week. And this is a pretty important chart, because if you be honest with yourself and you go, well, I don't love my work, I've got to do it to pay the bills, or I've borrowed so much money to buy my new car that I've got to go to work tomorrow in order to pay the lease or pay the rent. When you're in a got to state of mind, no matter how good your job is, it's sucking energy from you and from those around you. So you'll become energy negative. If you're in a state of, if you've got the worst job on earth, but you choose to go to work, you say, I want to be here, or I choose this job because it's convenient, or I choose this job because right now in my life, I just don't want to put myself under more pressure than what I've got. And instead of complaining about your job, you say, no, this bad job is the choice that I've made, and I choose this job. And I choose it because it's good for me right now. You change the energy of the whole situation, and you actually go from an energy sucker to an energy giver, not by changing anything in your life, only by changing your attitude. And this is the power. This is the incredible power of inner wealth. And from this chart, you can start to see the power of intuition and how it can help you in your life. This is Chris. I hope you've enjoyed this. Sorry about the clumsy way I've presented it with all the numbers spreadsheet, but it would have taken me another week to get this really pretty. And in the time that we have, and the importance of this at this stage in your intuition training and developing powerful intuition, the importance of this can't be understated. So I needed to get it done in the hour that I allocated for it today. Have a beautiful day. Bye for now.